What a weekend and a week and everything so far. For the wrestling world, things coming up this weekend, and both wrestling that we saw throughout the week. Like there was some interesting stuff that happened. Not a lot, some. There was also some stuff that really seemed to piss a lot of people off, some stuff that, was just, weird, but they did do a lot of good stuff. Kind of like me bringing back the old hat because I didn't want to sweat through the other one. There's a lot of good, stuff in there. So I do have to give them all, credit for the stuff that they did do right. There's a bunch of just predictable stuff too, but it's wrestling. What else do you expect? There's some stuff they just have to do and they can't help themselves but do. So, what are you going to do? But Raw started out with Bobby Lashley on the stick talking about, of course, he was interrupted by Theory. I know, shocker. That had to happen. Rey and Dominic Mysterio defeated the Judgment Day, in San Diego because Rey pulled an Eddie when Finn was holding the chair and just dropped. The referee just qualified him. So I'm sure that's going to lead to something else and some stupid, maybe to lead to a good SummerSlam match. Yeah. So I know Rey has to be getting done sooner or later. I just hope that they don't have, they don't pull the trigger on Dom joining Judgment Day because I just don't think it's a good fit for the Judgment Day. I don't think Dom's ready there. I think he needs a completely different thing. Just with their style and who they are, it just would not work. So hopefully they don't do that. I think we all really, really can agree that hopefully they don't do that, but it is them. They're not really known for, doing the brightest of things, but we can hope, I believe is the best phrase I could use for that. AJ Styles defeated The Miz in a pretty quick one. Then Ciampa attacked AJ from behind. Him and Miz shook hands. Please, God. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can all agree on this as well. Don't have him turn into like Mrs. Heavy or something. Ciampa deserves better. He's earned better with what he did for NXT for all that time. Like he deserves much, much better, and he can do much better. Like how hard is it? Stick him up there and do exactly what he was doing down there. The guy could cut a promo. The guy could wrestle. I do everything he needed. Why give him something stupid like this? I don't know. It's what they do. Literally, they can't help themselves. But hopefully that's not it. And, it's not a thing. But again, Ciampa and like AJ, that was a hell of a match if they give him the time to do it. If we all wanted to see how that would go, we would have saw it if AJ went through NXT, but he didn't. So I think that'll be really, really good. If they pull the trigger, we have to wait and see. Only time will tell on that, sadly. Liv Morgan celebrated, winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. Again, the promo felt more forced than anything. But again, I don't think they trust her enough to just send her out there and say, here's 5 minutes, go. Or at least in 2 minutes, so you can tell some of it just sounded forced. And I think she still needs to work on her mic skills because some of it you can tell just sounds off. But she'll get better. Everyone can get better. It just takes practice, especially in front of a live crowd. And look how many times she got to talk for how long. Like there wasn't a lot of talking. So it's going to take some time to get that going. But she was interrupted by Natalya. There comes out comes Carmella. They 2-on-1 Liv. Shocker. Bianca comes out and makes the save. Adam Pearce makes a tag match between everybody. And Liv pins Natty to get the win in the match. Shocker with all of that. Hopefully that means Natty won't be the next one against Liv, and they'll pick something besides Natalya. No offense to Natalya, it's just we know she's never gonna I just don't feel she's ever gonna win. No offense to her, she's trained a lot of people, but it's just I don't know. SummerSlam, it just doesn't feel like Natalya is the big marquee thing that they would want to do. No offense to her, she can wrestle. It just doesn't feel right, but still is what it is, and we'll see. I'm just trying to figure out, from the SmackDown roster, who it could be. Do we have returning Bayley? I mean, does she show up or does she show up after the match? To be like, no, really, it's my title. Like, how do they do all that? We'll find out. I'm curious, really, to see when she's coming back because she has to be clear by now. They have to just be biding their time. So we'll see. But it could be really, interesting and good. I just wonder who they're going to pick. If they pick someone on the active roster, it's just hard to figure out who that would be to be a draw to get, people into Nissan Stadium to see it after the way the last, stadium show got canceled and moved to a smaller venue. So we'll see. Seth freaking Rollins defeated Ezekiel, went for a second stop after the match, each an RKO out of nowhere from Riddle. Again, those two going out at SummerSlam, I think they could tear the house down and steal a large chunk. Like they can steal the show. Profit's never going to have a match too, so that would be really good too. But I think, people just hate on Riddle because of the gimmick. And bro, I get it. Again, I'll repeat it. First time I ever saw him, came out at like one of the takeovers. It's the first time I ever was like, what in the is this? And that was it. Turned it off. Didn't have any time for it. But when you watch him wrestle now, like he's come a long way and he really can go. And while Randy was, hurt apparently and whatever, like he was doing a lot of the work and a lot of those matches, taking a lot. Like he's very entertaining. Like look past the gimmick and the not wearing shoes, which I don't get how people are still freaking out about that. Like I've gotten over that at that point. It's weird, but whatever. It's his shtick. Let him have his shtick. Do his thing. And Rhymedy, just shoes. But that one I think could be really, really, show stealer. Like that would be really, really good. One of the better matches of the night, just with abilities. Lashley and the Street Profits defeated Theory and the Alpha Academy, with Lashley pitting Gable. So I want to see where that leads, Gable, because I thought him and Otis were on a thing. Granted, with his character, he doesn't need to like win, but he can win before people stop taking him seriously altogether is my thing. Because that does happen, but he's super good. So hopefully they don't. But we all know how they are. They're still using, Otis and Gable the way they are, which is still prominent. They're still using them and everything. So as long as they're using them, I guess that's a good thing. And I'm sure they'll get wins. And again, it was to Lashley. So, no harm really comes from it. It's just where they're going to go with it, because it does seem to happen a lot lately. Memory serves me right. And even if they are a tag team, still singles losses don't help in that situation normally. Time will tell. Truth dressed up as Uncle Sam hosted a 4th of July celebration interrupted by Ludwig Kaiser on the mic. Here comes Gunther. They have a match. Gunther mauls him like we all expected. Shocker. Bliss says she wants gold, and I'm okay with that. It's been very, very way too long that she hasn't even been seriously in the picture. I'd be okay with it. I'm just trying to figure out how she came back so hasty. Like it's not an insult to her at all, but like she's really white. Like even in Southern California, got married. We're gone for all those months. Like before all that, like how are you that pale? Like I'm not that pale. I sit and do this show, the racing show, the political show, like all of it. 8, 9 of them a week sometimes. Then uploading it all like for hours, and I have more color, which is just weird. But hopefully she gets in the picture. Seriously in the picture. Because when she faced Charlotte with Lily and all that, no one expected her to actually win. Like that was the problem. Then she went away. Like we knew she wasn't going to. So, her seriously in there, because she was great as champion. I thought she did a very, good job. She played that character well. And I think she could be champion. What she's doing now is it's more serious. It's just, got to get her back to it. I thought it was really good. Hopefully, it leads to serious, threat. Not just, oh, she's in the match, but she's going to lose, because no one needs to see that. I don't think it helps anything with the product. And then Becky Lynch defeated Asuka in a no holds barred match. People seem to be really pissed at the outcome. I'm sure it's not done. I'm pretty sure we all know it's not done. And we'll see what they do going forward to SummerSlam, but that's not done yet. I will say Asuka's mask had some Voorhees, homages to it. So I like that. To me, at least, it's what I saw. Becky hit a manhandle slam, though, off the ropes, through a table, gets the win. People on the internet were freaking out. People on the internet freak out about everything. They don't really have anything nice to say about much. See, even like I said, things were stupid, but I still find nice. There's still little things here and there that people do, character-wise and all that, to make things worth it. So I still find something. Like there's just so much hate on it, and I get it. Becky was right there. A lot of people don't like her. Like I'd like to see the switch back to the man and have like Ronda come back, as a heel, then the man can build back up. They could. That has to be the plan, is those two to go out at WrestleMania again to make up for the referee starting the count in the triple threat main event there with Charlotte when her shoulder was still up. Like, the whole thing, like it has to build to that. So, until what they do in between, like, I don't know, but I don't think it's over. I think it'll be a great match wherever they put it on, if they give them the time. So only time will tell. But, I don't think that rivalry is over. So everyone, please calm down. Don't have to freak out. It's not worth it. Nowhere near worth it at all. But 2.0, Great American Bash. I will say the intro video that they did, had some high notes. Granted, it was girls in bikinis and people's reaction, and then I had dumb stuff, which still will always hurt my head. But The action had Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade defeating Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, a Toxic Attraction, to become new NXT Women's Tag Champs after Mandy got tossed. Once she got tossed, we all saw it, once they made it, we all saw it. Good to see them do it, fresh faces, but see what they do with Katana and Kane, because they have been taking forever and having chances against all kinds of people, not gotten, to be champions. So I don't know, but I still love JC screaming off in the middle of it. So, they're in that double kick with, I believe, was Roxanne, and they both, threw a kick at each other, which means it probably actually had to hurt being 2.0 for her to drop an F-bomb. That clearly on USA Network on TV, but maybe not. I don't think that she would yell that unless something actually didn't feel good, but good to see them actually, new tag champs. What are they going to do with Toxic Attraction though going forward now that Roxanne says she's cashing in that contract on Mandy next week? Like, is that the way they lose everything to move up to the main roster? Just to put something there, another viable team. They could put them in there and be tag champs. I don't know. They've really just dumped the whole division, but we'll see. It's still a decent match to start it out. Tony D family thing still sucks. Hate it all. It's really dumb. Like, Legato has the numbers. They could end it that quick. Of course, they're going to drag it out as much as they can, but it's so dumb. I hate it. I really do. I've been saying it forever, and I still will always hate it. Stop at the Pretty Deadly already. It's for me. They do their shtick well, but can we just take them? It should have been the Maximum Male Models. Like, that was perfect. They react like they are. Put them on there. Boom. Everyone's okay. But if you're not doing this much with Briggs and Jensen, just give them the titles and send them back to the UK. I'll be okay with that. Trick Williams with Mello defeated Wes Lee. Good entrance for Trick, trying to do the Ali thing, but having him rubbing alcohol, all over his hands and then gouging them into Wes Lee's eyes for a quick win. Like, it just didn't do anything for me. Like, there was just so much stupid and shenanigans. And, I like stupid and shenanigans, but, only so much. No right looking at him hurts my head. So that's probably the problem. Even though my friend Lou down the road could totally play like Trick Williams' role and be twice the size, which, believes him even more being down there and being, the heavier, something for Carmelo Hayes, literally. Maybe one day I'll have him on here so you can just look at him. You're like, yeah, I could see that. Or I always said he could play a better Velveteen Dream, or something like, if you saw him, you'd understand. I could see him doing that better than that. And I don't like Trick. There's just something about him, but he got the win. Tiffany Stratton defeated Wendy Chu. I thought the fighting before the match backstage was better than the match. Apollo and Giovanni Vinci, that should be really, really good. I'm excited about that. Again, Carmelo Hayes then with Trick Williams defeated Grayson Waller to remain North American champion. It was decent. It was a good match. I'll take that away from them. But Trick gets in the way of Waller when he's trying to go through the ropes to do his finish. Wesley comes through the crowd and attacks him. He goes shoulder shrugs, go through. Mello gets the win. Just a slow little stop. But they put together a good match again. They're both very talented. And I said it on the Twitter thing under Wrestling Ski. Please God, let Mello win this one. And he did. So amen to that. Someone's listening somewhere. The Creeds defeated Roddy and Damon Kemp, and still NXT Tag Team Champions. Julius pinned Damon, and see where it goes from there, because it's obviously a Julius and a Roddy problem, and we'll see what it leads to, if it's one-on-one, any of that stuff. But that's who the beef is through, as you saw him talking trash and all that during the whole thing. So it's going to come to a head. We'll see how they make it come to a head, but it's going to between the two of them somehow, it seems. So we'll see where they go with Von Wagner and Solo Sikoa. I thought that could be good. And again, Justin on Wednesday, if you listen to Wednesday's, Justin's Wrestling Roulette on Wednesday, he was talking about him possibly going to the main roster. So they do that and just build him, as a way to build him. Do they send him straight up? I don't know, but I think he needs more time in NXT personally, just to keep building character and all that. So, and I think most of us agree with that, and it gives Wagner something, because they keep trying to build him against someone that, can actually attack someone. He could actually fight with it, you would believe, not a little guy. So I think that'll be good. And then Braun Breaker successfully defending the NXT Championship against Cameron Grimes. It was a great match they put together. I told you it was going to be good. Breaker kicking out of a cave-in, all the little things they put in there, but Breaker catches him off the ropes with a spear to retain, having JD McDonough attack Breaker after the match, put him through a table on the stage there. That's one thing. Yeah, I think it's too early just to put him right in the title thing. We'll see. As he can wrestle, it's just, the whole new character. Like, that's the first time we're seeing him. I wanted to see him, come and build himself up more than just right into the title picture, as he's apparently, technically a new character and everyone else had to work up. Yeah, that's just me, but I think it'll be a good match. Do they have him drop it to him? Breaker dropped him, then Breaker can go, because we all know he's going up to the main roster sooner than later. It's all the things that keep playing into it. We got to figure out, and time will tell. But I thought it was still a good main event, which is what they needed. They put together a good one for the Great American Bash. Good job on them. But that gets us to AEW Dynamite. Lots of stuff happened there. Wardlow defeated Scorpio Sky with all of American Top Team there. Again, we all know, them in the UFC is great. So I have no problem with American Top Team. Even Dan Lambert on the mic is great at times. Some of the stuff he says. But Wardlow defeated, new TNT champion finally. Wardlow hit a great swanton. And I'm curious to see it. Again, Sammy Guevara was right there. That means I could, challenge for it again. And please, God, don't. Or at least give Wardlow a good run to build it back up, because it was going like so well with Miro, and then it's changed hands like 1,000 times since then. I just think it's diminished and hurt the championship. That's just me personally. Tell me I'm crazy, do whatever you want. I just think it's diminished it, because they've done it, so many times over recently. I don't think that, has done it any justice. And again, they don't have a booking there, so it's all them doing it. I don't get how that many brains are going, well, maybe we should. Because it went from this big thing, who's going to beat Miro, to, well, it's changing hands every, 3 weeks to a month. And I don't like it. But good on Wardlow. I think they could really build it well. We'll just see how it, works out. But good to see him finally get it again. That, with all of that, was better than anything they did with that lawyer thing. Like, that was just stupid. Whoever came up with that is an idiot. So thankfully they gave him the title. That's over. I'm sure Scorpio Sky isn't gone. He's got, rematches, but good for him to get it. They should keep it on for a while. Let him build it back up to what it, could be, which is something you take very seriously. It's a championship still, regardless of where it is. So hopefully they do that. We'll see. Christian with Luchasaurus, and he's on the mic. Out comes Matt Hardy, and they had some good one-liners. I mean, Matt tells Christian that he's the Michael Jordan of being an asshole. Yeah, I thought he's been doing a good job at it the last couple of weeks, so that's cool. Good line. And then Christian telling Matt that you're starting to make your brother sound like the sober one, which is just them going back and forth and their history. Good on them. And if they put him in the ring, it'll be a good match. Yeah, we all know Luchasaurus took out Matt and mauled him, but still good one-liners back and forth between them. It was only a subtle little jab, not like fake drunk driving barroom fights like with Jeff and WWE there, with Sheamus. So I'm okay with them mentioning it like that, not like, full-fledged, just taking advantage of his problems and making fake, hit and runs and stuff, which is just bad taste in my opinion. Jake Hager and Claudio next week, the Battle of the Bulls, beating the Jesus out of each other. I'm okay with that. Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee defeat Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny, and Hobbs and Starks come out, run their mouth. Young Bucks come out and run their mouth. Young Bucks run their mouth, and FTR chants were happening the whole time. And the brother that I don't like, I just look at him, I get angry. He says, we're better than them, and you know it. No, you're not. And we all know it. Just saying. But triple threat for the AEW tag team titles next week between the Young Bucks, Swerve Strickland, Keith Lee, and Hobbs and Ricky Starks should be good. I don't think Hobbs and Starks are going to win it. They shouldn't. So we'll see how it all goes down after that, but they definitely shouldn't. Ty Conti slamming Ruby's hand in the car door was so poorly and shittily done. It's not even a word, but that was shittily done. Like you saw stammering down the car to get her hand in there when it's wide open, and Ty stand that, like, that was whoever decided that was it. Like, you should be fired. That was actually bad. Like, I'm not even throwing another word in there. That sucked. Like, no one even forced her hand there. She just slowly crawled down the car to being mauled and stuck her hand in there for her to do it. Like, that was just so bad. So bad. Whoever did that, like, I didn't like to say, hopefully they got future endeavor, but that sucked. Comment, tell me if I'm wrong, but that sucked. In my humble opinion, like, that was terribly done. It looked just as stupid as we all thought. Like, that was a joke. Moving on, though, Roosh defeated Penta Oscuro in a good one. Shame, but also coming. Ring of Honor showed Death Before Dishonor is going to be in Lowell, Massachusetts. What a city. And Samoa Joe is finally going to defend his, Ring of Honor TV Championship against Jay Lethal. Finally, about time so we can stop hearing about it. The Acclaimed and the Gun Club defeat Fuego del Sol and Roughing It, which is Bear Country and Leon Ruff. And I think it was Colton Gunn stole the mic from Caster on the way to the ring, like right into his rap. And then Austin Gunn tagged himself in and stole the pin from Max Caster to get the win. And Billy turned on the Acclaim for his son. So again, see where they go with all of that, because there's a lot to go into all that. It's just so it happens like they turn on them, then quickly they're back. Like it just, they're just doing it so fast. I didn't like it, and they just keep. Doesn't seem like they're just spitballing really with it, which I don't like. But at least Billy's back with his kids, I guess. I don't know. Miro wants Malachi, and as much as everyone seems to hate Malachi online, I don't get it. I'm excited for that match. And Thunderstorm defeated Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir, aka Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm, like the team name, like what they do together. Again, just Nyla and it's the matches. Some of them are really hard to watch. With no offense to Nyla Rose or Shafir, like again, Shafir can wrestle. It's just different style. Like, I just don't like seeing Nyla do stuff. Like it's just, I don't know. It just takes a lot of believability away, in my opinion. In the main event, John Moxley defeating Brody King. JR did call Brody King Brody Lee, but regardless, and we got to see -1 and the Dark Order at the beginning of the show. Yeah, at one point. So that was really cool to see all of them come out and all that. So see where it goes, see what they do with it. But I thought they put together a great main event, had Mox win by choking him out. So he didn't pin him. Just protects him as a monster, made Mox look good. I thought it was, kind of good. I enjoyed the main event and a bunch of the stuff throughout the week. That's me trying to be less negative. But that hand thing in the door, that absolutely sucked. If you thought that looked good, your opinion should no longer matter, because that was terrible. That sucked. But good main event there. Don't give it to McDonough already, said what's next for Grimes? Do we get to see another rematch? Who knows? I thought he's put together some good matches lately. So we'll see. And is it the end for Toxic Attraction? That's really the thing. Does Mandy lose and then they all move up? Like, how do they do it all? Like, that's what I'm curious to see. But that's where I'm going to leave it. I'll be back on Monday. So, again, like, share, comment, repeat on everything. Again, follow along. Facebook, same name. Good Pod's the same name. The only thing that's different is the Twitter handle. It's just Wrestling Ski. Because, letter things, but number of characters. There you go. But, Good Pod's on there. YouTube, Rumble, Amazon Music, like all of them. They're on Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, like it's all over under the same name. So follow along, like, and comment on the videos on YouTube. Right there will be the little subscribe thing popping up here shortly. So click on that and comment on the videos, because the more you do that, you rate it, the higher it shows up. When people just type in wrestling, which helps get it to more eyes just by doing that. Same thing on Good Pods, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of it. So just, again, like, share, comment, repeat everything. I'll be back more than likely on Monday. So enjoy your weekend. Be good to each other. Until then, peace.